my job here in this lodge, in this forest, is to rid these orcsies of this bloody place.
These orcs present a huge issue for all of us. I think it is our right and our duty.
I'm here. I'm here for the money, right? I was promised payment.
I'll actually just ignore him, and I will step outside.
This sort of strange purple, smoky glow wrapped around something not glowing.
I have a feeling that Leon may be in league with some darker forces.
And the smoke wrapping around his body once more. Leon says, "I've come for blood." What is Kraken, everybody, and welcome to another session of Songs from the Abyss, where your best friend becomes a monster in a world full of bigger monsters, and you're chasing down monsters, and everything is a monster. I am your Dungeon Master, aka your daddy mommy, Ernell Pearson. Alongside my goodest friends, it is DJ Sinfin.
What is up, man?
Hey, what's happening, Poppy? DJ, how are you?
What's good? What's good? I'm doing all right, man. Just chilling.
Hell fucking yeah. We also have our bestest friend, Pub Master Drax, aka Sam.
Wouldn't it be Sam, aka Pubmaster Drax?
Nope.
Okay. It's like you have already failed your first fucking persuasion check, so good job, buddy.
Yep, exactly. You rolled a 3 here,
Thanks.
pal. I don't know what to tell you, dude. We also have my little Thai peanut. Xander.
Hello. I would also like to propose a title change, specifically to D&D. Your favorite little airhead.
No.
Damn it. We're just failing persuasion checks left
Yeah,
and right,
yeah,
man.
sorry, guys. I was going to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to sell me.
There's a nat one sting if I've ever seen one.
For the record, I liked it.
I mean,
There
it's
you go.
doable. It's doable. We could do better. You know what I mean? We could do better. There's something out there for Xander.
No, there's not.
Singular
Guys,
fucking tear.
today, unfortunately,
We'll zoom
we
in.
are missing two people that you guys are used to seeing here. One, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton, aka Vermilion Beard, and Devin, Brevin the Dude. They are not here because, unfortunately, they're dead. No, just kidding. They're okay. They're all right. No.
Jesus.
You should have had it better with like their character sheets and just
Just 0 hit points. Just 0 hit points. Failed all 3 of their checks, dude. No, Garrick's camping. He's on a family trip right now, and he's enjoying his time out in the forest, as you guys are actually in the campaign. Funny enough, see that's what it actually is. He's cosplaying the campaign right now. That's what he's doing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. He's actually out
Getting
there
more into character, really feeling
He's in a cat
You know,
outfit right now.
the
in
environment.
forest
he's
as
the
we
Daniel
speak.
Day-Lewis
Yeah.
of
He
our
really
of our
is.
party.
He really
Yeah.
is.
And then Devin is doing what Devin does. You know what I mean? He's he's at a family event. He's doing a family thing. His brother has some ordeal that he's helping his mom get to and stuff. So we are doing today's session without them, but that is okay because I am a ninja at dungeon mastering. So we're making this work today and the next few weeks. Sam is going to be gone for a couple of weeks because he absolutely hates being here. And yeah.
What
Yep.
the fuck?
And then after that,
We gotta show him the Nolan North clip.
me and Devin will be gone on the weekend of the 30th, so we will not have an episode then, because unfortunately, I'm a master DM, but you guys are not quite there. You know what I'm saying? You're not quite as sharpened as at DMing as one Ernell Pearson, master DMer.
Is he calling us dumb?
No,
Is he
no,
calling?
no,
Is he
no,
calling
no,
us
no, no.
stupid?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Is he calling us slow?
Some housekeeping for you guys. it's like that movie where that with God damn it, Daryl from Walking Dead, was it Norman
Yeah, that
Reedus?
one.
And the kid's like, so you're
Yeah, that
not a
one.
rapist? And he's like, huh, you're gonna need to fix your tire. I can't remember what movie
That's where
that
your
was.
mind goes. That's where your mind goes.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Christ.
I mean, it
So
was
some
weird.
housekeeping.
Yeah, some housekeeping, guys. We have new episodes of content out. The Shipwreck Show. We got a chance to talk about whether or not we are nerds, geeks, or dorks. Spoiler: all the above. All the above. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And then Death Ratio, DJ and Garrick got to talk about Pokemon hiring a guy who steals art, and Pokemon is suffering.
Well, they
for it.
just took his his
do it.
fan art, but yeah.
They just snatched that fan art right up, dude. Just snatched that hoe. And put it out, and now they're suffering for it. I mean, they've since replaced the art, and the art is pretty cool.
Yeah, like they took this guy's fan art, but he like literally copied from someone else, and
Man.
but
Man.
they've
Stealing from
they
Steelers.
rectified it. They actually updated it.
They
They
did.
actually have the
They
art
did.
in the game now. So
Yeah, it looks
art
it
in
looks
the game.
good. It looks good. And then 20,000 Films Under the Sea. We did, me and Devin, our review of Weapons, which will be out in a couple hours of us recording this. But if you're watching this after it's gone public, it is out already. You can go watch that and hear me and Devin and Xander's write-in of our reviews on Weapons. Terrible movie. Terrible, awful movie. Yeah, worst movie of the year, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Madam Web is better. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That is
Okay.
crazy. I can't even
Okay.
say that with a straight face, dude. That's,
I was gonna,
No,
I was
you're
gonna,
like,
I was
yeah.
gonna let you. I was gonna let you do your bit and whatnot, but then you said that, and I was like,
yeah, no, that's a little much. It's a
The
little
Jonah
heavy.
Hill
I'm
just-
sorry. I gotta take that back.
Someone just failed their deception check. Ooh.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%, dude. Yeah, that's unfortunate on my behalf. And then
Good job,
also,
Pork.
just a reminder for you guys at home, please invite your friends and your family and yourself to our Discord. There is a link down in our description section down here. You can go in there, click, and then that'll open up a thing called Discord, and in that thing there will be a hub that says, do you want to join Good Kraken's Discord? And then you can click a button that says yes, and you will then have access to all of us vulnerably, lusciously, just begging for you. Okay. Yes, our Discord is available for you to join and be a part of. We are on there hanging out, talking to people all the time. There's folks in there playing video games, chatting it up. It's a great community that we have, and it's been awesome to spend that time with all of you guys, and you can be a part of that too. Unfortunately, there's not a channel in there for our nudes, but one day.
no.
Fair argument. Guys, let us talk about our last session. Falcon gets a message of some dark stirrings at a location in Neverwinter Woods called the Manse, and calls you all into the dining hall of the Hunting Lodge to put together a plan of attack. He explains that it will be difficult to continue with your quest to the logging camp and find out what's going on at the Manse without splitting up, as getting more information about this impending ritual has to take precedence. You all agree to continue towards the Manse, but not before a cry for help and Boris's senses indicate that something is terribly wrong within the lodge's walls. You all spring into action, and upon entry into an upstairs room where the cry was heard, you all can see what looks to be Leon engulfed in endless shadow and smoke. Moonwind exclaims that the group are unprepared for what they're facing here, and scurries to find Corwin. Cloud attempts to make entry through the room's window, but as he gets to the window and Boris gets the room's door open, Leon charges out through the window, leaving Cloud on the grounds outside of the lodge. And now, floating above you all, something has taken Leon, and it needs to be expunged. Before we kick things off here, today, Boris, you have heroic inspiration. My good sir. Let us begin. There is a rousing symphony of drops as rain presses in tenacious sheets through the canopy. The shower reaches the forest floor below, creating little rivers and wells at the roots of trees. The downpour sends all manner of creatures into hiding. Rodents and birds huddle in the hollows of the trees, fur and feathers puff to stave off the dampness. Foxes scurry and yelp to their burrows, and deer move gingerly in their small herds, blinking away water with their long lashes as they nibble away at bark and leaves. While some creatures hide away, others stir into life. Throughout the forest, some of the tree trunks shudder. They uproot from dampened soil, stretching their soil-caked tendrils, the knots on their trunks opening as lids to reveal vibrant green eyes. They shake their leaves and bend their bows, allowing the rain to shower every inch of the forest around them. But through the rain, creatures, dampened soil, knotted trunks, doused canopies, is a man, shrouded in darkness and shadows, floating in the night air. And the rain beats against the side of his face and the cold blade he now wields in his left hand. In the night, the glowing purple of an ominous energy now growing and pointed from his right hand directly at a large cat creature on the ground beneath him. And he looks into the window with a sinister smile and glares at the guests of a lodge in front of him. Boris, Jackal, Moonwind, the three of you stand in the doorway of where you found Leon being taken. And Falcon is standing with you. You guys can see the window of the room now completely busted open. No frame where glass once was, just an open gaping hole at the back end of this room. And you can see Leon floating in the air directly perpendicular from the lodge, perfectly centered in the middle of the window. And you can see the purple energy of his eldritch blast growing in his hand as his hand aims downward directly at Cloud. And with his smile glares into the eyes of Boris and Jackal and Moonwind. You can see this hand move forward just a little bit more as his eyes shift from you down towards Cloud. What do you guys do?
How high above the ground is he levitating right now?
Being that he is perfectly even with the window, probably 20 feet in the air.
He's 20 feet in the air.
Yes.
How big is this lodge?
It's about 30 feet tall, including the tip of from the ground to the tip of the roof.
God damn.
Yeah,
I thought it was like, you know, like a regular sized room, like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, 2 stories, 2-story lodge.
Okay, so me being an air Jenesy and highly acrobatic, and I have a walking speed of 45 feet, is there a chance that I could jump towards Leon to try and knock him off his shot?
You can absolutely make an attempt at that, sir. Please roll me a
Okay.
athletics check. Actually, no, acrobatics, excuse me.
Okay. Okay. 18 plus 5. Math is hard.
23.
23. 23 total.
Boris, Jackal, you guys can see Moonwind immediately leap onto his right foot, onto his left, and he rushes through the window, and you can see Moonwind leap out from the window of the room with both arms sort of flailing in front of him. You see him reach out towards Leon, and as he does, he grabs Leon's jacket and pulls him down out of view from where you two can see him. Boris and Jackal, what do you guys do?
I follow him out the window, man. You know, I gotta get out there, save my boy.
Boris, do you do the same?
Yeah, I'll like jump out and then try to do a little tuck and roll.
Could both of you please roll me acrobatics checks as well?
Sword.
Ooh,
Fuck. Oh wait, no. It could be saved. It could be saved. 8. It's 8 total. It's 8 total.
8 total? Okay.
Oh no, I got
Boris?
a 17.
17? Okay.
I imagine Jackal tries to do the same move that Moonwind just did, but he kind of like trips. He stumbles.
It's raining, so maybe like the edge
Yeah,
is
I
like
slipped. Maybe I
slippery.
Jackal, you go leaping out the window, and when you do, you sort of realize that Moonwind and Leon are not as close as you might have perceived. And as you do, you leap out and land in such a way that just kind of pivots your leg a little bit in the wrong direction. You are going to be
Taking damage? This is fucked up.
You are. Jumping from a 2-story window, man. You're going to be taking 4 points of damage, sir.
Man, I don't have +6 in acrobatics for this shit, man. This is fucked up. I had
Boris.
+6. I rolled a 2.
Boris follows suit and is able to, out the window, kind of grab the edge of the window frame and give himself a little bit more of a stable slide down the outside wall of the lodge, landing himself safely there on the ground. And there, you can see Moonwind, now covered in mud and dead grass, at the feet of Leon. And Leon, now sort of standing up from a crouched position, slowly and ominously lifts his eyes up towards all of you. And when he does, he sort of dusts off his jacket, and you can see his eyes in a sort of not necessarily a purple glow, but the irises of his eyes are a dark velvet violet. As he peers towards all of you, you can see the smoke that was once consuming him now sort of wrapped around him like tendrils or tentacles from behind him, reaching out into the shadows of the night that stands from the forest behind where you can see him. And as he looks back towards all of you, you can see him put just both hands to his side, one hand with the blade of his sword down, pointed to the ground. He turns his neck, and you can hear the snapping pop of his neck when he turns. He lifts the sword up towards all of you, and with an almost blank stare on his face. A voice leaves his lips that does not sound like his own. And it says,
"You cannot stop me."
Yeah,
You are
choke on
now-
me these nuts, Leon.
you are now initiated into battle here.
Jackal starts dancing in the rain like it's an old R&B song. Singing the- My whole life has changed.
He has to have that token image of him kicking a puddle.
Yeah.
All right,
Have to do
firstly,
the thing too with the blazer. Just
gentlemen, we start with Moonwind. My good sir, what would you like to do first?
So he has his sword drawn in our general direction
That's right.
in a threatening manner.
That's right.
So, given this journey, I've grown to like Leon as an acquaintance. I don't want to hurt him. So I pull out my quarterstaff
Okay.
and I make all attacks focused on his sword with the intent on disarming him.
Okay. Okay. We can certainly do that. You will be rolling at a disadvantage for those. It is
Okay.
quite difficult to knock a sword out of an enemy's hand. So go ahead and roll for attack. How you're wanting to use your quarterstaff, you said?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is rolled at a disadvantage. It's going to be 11 total.
11 total. Okay. Moonwind, you swing your quarterstaff out from behind you, and with it in one hand, or two hands, you lift it up above your head and swing it down towards Leon. And Leon sort of steps to the side and tinks it out of the way of his direction from his wrist, knocking the quarterstaff just away from him. Would you like to make a bonus action, sir?
Yes, let me pull my bonus actions. I'm going to make a follow-up flurry of blows.
Okay.
This will be at disadvantage as well.
As long as you are aiming for the sword to be knocked out of his hand, yes.
Well, in this case, if he's already... So I made a disarming motion towards his sword first. He blocked it out of the way. I envision this seeing as a potential opening to his chest, and I'm going to make these attacks to his chest.
Okay. I will let you roll regularly for that then.
And that's going to be a 20 total.
20 total, okay. Moonwind, as the quarterstaff sort of comes off to your side, you release one sort of quick nudge right to the center of Leon's chest. And as it does, you can see him sort of take a step back with the stick pushing right into the middle of his diaphragm there. Please roll for damage.
And that is 1d4 plus 3. I think. Let me just double check here. Yeah, 1d4 plus 3. Ooh, sweet. 7 total.
Sweet. 7. Okay, let me... Let's see here. Shall I drop this? Okay. Here we go. As the quarterstaff sort of knocks into the middle of Leon's chest here, you can see him take this big step back to brace himself from the impact. And when he does, he grabs the quarterstaff with his hand and sort of shoves it away from his chest. Moonwind, you can see the eyes peer back towards you, and when they do, the voice returns and says, "If you kill me, you kill him." And the smile returns. Moonwind, is there anything else you would like to do?
I just want to double check to make sure I can use my extract aspects here. It's listed as a reaction, but I think I'm supposed to use Flurry of Blows to activate it. Let me just double check here. Because the reaction here says when an analyzed creature misses you with an attack, you can use your reaction to make an unarmed strike against... Okay, never mind. So
that's only if they miss an attack on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
It's like a counterattack.
No, I'm good.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, I had my turn there.
Okay. Leon, now kind of glaring back towards you guys, you can see that shit-eating grin across his face, and the smoke that was tendrils behind him now wraps out towards the front, and you can see Leon crouched down, and in this sort of open leg stance lifts up a hand towards Moonwind, and the voice says,
You're going to regret that.
and the purple glow returns. Leon will make a legendary action attack towards Moonwind. Moonwind, your AC.
15.
Beautiful. And let's see. Oh, okay. Leon's hand will glow with the purple of his Eldritch Blast, and as that blast leaves his hand, you can see the beam flow right into the middle of Moonwind. Moonwind, you're going to be taking 4 points of damage from that. Force damage specifically. And Leon, you kind of kick back towards Cloud, and now we move to Cloud's turn. And Cloud, on the ground, now lifts himself up, and you guys can see the rain soaking through his fur and dripping down from his whiskers and the tips of his claws. Cloud leaps over Moonwind and jumps onto Leon. And when he does, Leon sort of leaves the ground and flies back upward with Cloud wrapped around him. And you guys can see Leon throwing punches onto Cloud, and Cloud throwing punches back towards him. And as they both sort of float up into the air, you guys can see this purple energy wrapping around the both of them until you see this and Cloud goes flying across the night sky over the tops of the trees, and you can see the fog split where Cloud is gliding through the air out into the forest. And Cloud is now separated from all of you. We move to Leon's turn, who is now floating back up into the air again. He will fly himself back over here. And with his blade now aimed towards Jackal and Boris, Leon will raise his right hand back towards Boris and Jackal and let off a shot. Boris, your AC.
I have a 16 AC.
You're pondering something. What are you pondering?
I'm pondering what I'm going to ask Falcon.
I like it. Okay. Okay. You said you have 16?
Yeah.
Sweet. Boris, this shot lets off into the air, and right as that purple beam comes flying your way, you try to sidestep the beam, but it hits you directly in the side of your leg, kind of floating you down onto one knee. You're going to be taking 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And that will be the end of Leon's turn. Jackal, it is now your turn.
Okay. I want to climb up to the roof of the lodge again.
Okay. And you do not suffer a movement penalty for climbing, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Sweet.
I have, what's it? Second story where climbing no longer costs you extra movement, and when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases by plus 4 feet.
Sweet. I put
Still stupid plus 4.
I put a gray ring around your icon just to signify that you're above the ground, so just wanted to let you know.
So I move up, boom, right here.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take aim with my crossbow and try to hit Leon in the gut.
Okay.
Stomach.
And go ahead and roll to hit, my good sir.
There goes nothing. Or it could be something.
Could be.
That is a...
Yeah.
23 to hit? 23?
23 to hit, okay. And Jackal, you sort of almost glide yourself up the side of the wall. And as you kind of leap up to the edge of the roof, you just with one hand aim that crossbow out and let off that bolt, and it goes flying through the sky and lands right in the middle of Leon's chest, pushing him back just a little bit further. Jackal, please roll for damage.
Can that count as a sneak attack? I don't know.
No, because
no, because we're same level. Because he's flying up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll just roll 1d8. That is 10 damage total.
10 damage total. Okay. Okay. And Jackal, is there anything else you would like to do?
Let us see. I think I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay.
No?
Okay. And that means it is now Falcon. And Falcon, unlike you guys, did not jump out the window, but he retreated down towards the stairs here. 20, 25, 35. And Falcon now walking, sort of trudging his way out the front door here, sort of looks upward towards Leon. And when he does, he kind of looks back to see Jackal kind of up on the roof and looks over to see Boris on one knee on the ground here. And Falcon looks over at Boris and he says, "Come on, get up, you cunt. We got some fighting to fucking do around here." And he tosses a bag down towards Boris's feet and says, "You'll know what to do with that. Come on." And Falcon turns with an arrow knocked on his bow and lets off a shot towards Leon. And Leon, hovering in the air, sees the shot coming his way and does this sort of delicate spin in the air coming out of the way of the arrow before it can actually hit him. And Falcon will crouch down and move his way back over towards Boris. And that will be the end of his turn. Next, it is Boris. My good sir, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna pick up that bag he threw.
Okay. Do you want to look through it?
Yeah.
So, give me a perception check, please.
16.
Inside of the bag, you see this bag is sort of a good size. It's about the size of a good arm lengths of a sack. And when you peer open into the inside of this bag, you can see an assortment of different things, of stones, of small hooks, a small knife, but more importantly, a net. And bound around this net is this sort of string, keeping it tied together tightly into a small bundle. And within that, you can kind of see what looks to be the shining ends of what's probably the weight of the rope. Not the rope, the net itself, excuse me. What would you like to do with that, Boris?
Sounds like it's a net that I can shoot from a bow. I'll take it.
Okay. What else would you like to do?
If I'm able to, I want to move. I'm gonna move. Let's go 1. While I'm moving, I do want to say to Falcon, as I'm just moving past him, like, if you have any holy water, please bring it to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Will you make an attack?
Yeah, I'll attack him. I'll attack Leon. Shoot him with my longbow.
Okay.
I'm not going to use that arrow, though. I want to shoot him with my regular arrows.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
that.
sir.
Oh. Ooh, that is a 15 total to hit.
Ooh, that is the exact number you are looking for. So, you kind of run off to the side, sliding your way through the mud, and let off that shot into the air, and you can see it perfectly arc its way up and downward into the shoulder of Leon. Go ahead and roll for damage, sir.
So let's see here. So I'm gonna hit him with the longbow, so I'll slow him down too by 10 feet, and then
Perfect.
because of Horizon Walker, all of my damage is converted to force, and it does a bonus D6.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 14 damage to him total.
Team damage, okay. And make sure I get that here. Trying to keep track of the health a different way because I can't use Leon's actual health. So okay, and Boris, you let off that shot, and as it hits Leon's shoulder in the air, you can see Leon's arm come up to grab his shoulder, and you hear this "Ah!" as echoes through the night, and Leon's eyes sort of winced over, opened back up, and peered down towards you. And the black and purple smoke wrapped around Leon now grows larger, and you can hear the voice echo back.
You bastards! You fools!
And Leon will take another legendary action as his right hand aims upward to the right. You can see him say, some whispered form of verbiage that you've never heard before in a language you all have never perceived in your lives. That sounds almost alien-like, creature-like. It's disturbing in nature. And you hear, and a large doorway opens in the air next to Leon as he slips through this crack. And when he does, he disappears and appears again above Moonwind, off to the side here. Boris, anything else you would like to do?
Oh, it's gonna be my turn.
And now we move back to Moonwind. What would you like to do?
Before I start, I found the information that I was looking for. So the reason I did Flurry of Blows prior to, because this is what activates it. It says right here, starting at 3rd level, you can strike pressure points to intuit crucial information about a foe. When you hit a creature with one of the attacks granted by Flurry of Blows, you can analyze it. Whenever an analyzed creature, so basically this is marked, Leon is now marked as analyzed. Whenever an analyzed creature misses you with an attack, you can immediately use your reaction to make an unarmed strike against that creature. If it's within your reach, the benefit lasts until you finish a short or long rest.
Okay, so you effectively can read attacks that are coming your way from a creature that you've marked. Is the idea. So,
and it says additionally, when you analyze a creature, you learn all of its damage vulnerabilities, damage resistances, damage immunities, and condition immunities.
beautiful. Okay, so because you've marked him, when you see Leon, you can see through Leon and see that behind this sort of veiled look on his face is in fact the creature you had seen him spoken to nights before back at the inn. And this being is not of this world. You don't understand it. You don't really know what to take of what this creature is. But what you can tell is that this creature does have weaknesses. The main thing that you're understanding is that because this creature is not from here, it is also not used to things that are on here as well. And you can tell that there's got to be something about fire that could potentially wilt this creature away. Fire is not something that is bound to realms, but it certainly is not something that has been around this creature often. Its immunities, on the other hand, Xander, you're looking at charming, frightening, paralyzing, and poisoning. She will not be able to be affected by those things.
Okay. Okay, so in that case, I want to look around and see if I see any lit fires. I know it's raining, so I'm not sure if we had anything like strong enough, like at this lodge, to withstand the flame or the rain.
Please roll me a history check, please.
It's gonna be a 6 total.
6 total. You do remember that there is some kind of fire that was inside of the lodge, because you were in there, you were in the dining hall, and you obviously you wouldn't be able to have seen in the dining hall if there wasn't some kind of lighting inside of there. But you can't remember if this was because of the fireplace, if it was candles, if it was something or the other. You don't know.
Right, well, that was a pointless thought. I'm gonna mutter under my breath. Of all the people to get possessed, it had to be the one that could do the firebolts. And then I get up, and I'm just gonna make another go for his sword with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Because I don't want to kill him, obviously, but I want to disarm him as much as possible.
Okay.
So this will be at a disadvantage, you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, if only it was an advantage. So 15 plus 5, so that's 20 total.
Okay. And Moonwind, you swing your quarterstaff downward towards the blade in Leon's left hand, and when you do, the quarterstaff hits his hand, but you can see the arm twitch back as Leon sort of winces in pain. The sword almost dings out of his hand there. Moonwind, please roll for damage.
That'll be 5 total.
5 total, okay. And is there anything else you would like to do with your turn, sir?
I would like to, let's see. I'll do a bonus action. Unarmed strike back at his hand holding the sword
Okay.
while it's still in pain.
Roll to hit.
It's 18 plus 5, so 23 total.
So you go in after this quarterstaff swings down and hits his hand. You can see him flinch back, and when it does, you sort of raise a fist trying to smack the back of the hand again. You hit the hand, but his hand kind of flails back once more out of your reach afterwards, but he still takes damage. Go ahead and roll for damage, Xander.
Be 5 total.
5 total. Beautiful. Anything else you would like to do with your turn, sir?
Just muttering under my breath. Shite, won't he let it go?
And that will now be Leon again. And as Leon sort of steps his foot back away from Moonwind, you can see him sort of kick himself off the ground up into the air just a couple of feet. And when he does, his hand in front of him lifts up into the air as yet another set of dark, inferior words leave his lips. And you can see the smoke grow for a second once more around him as he says,
Release.
and the smoke now shoots out from outward up to him and leaves from behind Leon's body, entering into the mouths of 5 orcs' bodies that were left behind there in front of the lodge. And their corpses now strewn in smoke and what looks to be floating soot raises their bodies up from the ground, and now they no longer look like the corpses of orcs. They look like creatures completely made of shadow and darkness. As they rise from the ground, you can see one arm for each creature in the shape of smoke-made blades there in front of you. And that will be Leon's turn. Jackal, what would you like to do?
Dude, man. Can I look at these shadows? Can I see, like, can I recognize if I could hit these things? You know, is it possible?
You don't know for sure until you let off a shot and test it.
I'm gonna take a shot at Shadow E.
Shadow E.
Elliot.
Okay, Shadow Elliot. I like it. Go ahead and roll for hit.
We got stuck in the dice tower.
Mine does that
That
sometimes
is-
too, dude.
That is a 24 to hit.
24 to hit. Okay. Okay.
Wait, can I use sneak attack on this one since I'm at height advantage, or is it like, are they also in this guy?
Let me see, because sneak attack I feel like has some prerequisites, right?
I just need to be at advantage.
You just need to be at an advantage. Yeah, I would say you'd probably have an advantage because they don't notice you there quite yet. In having the upper ground, I could give you advantage on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only I don't need advantage if I'm like less than 5 feet. That's the only thing.
Right. Okay. Sweet. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that bolt goes soaring through the air, and you can see the fog and the air sort of split around the bolt as it enters straight into the middle of Shadow Elliot's torso. And you can see the smoke start to shake around the creature as this sort of howling screech enters into the air. Jackal, please roll for damage, sir.
16 total.
16 total, okay. And the smoke creature comes and warps back into a humanoid shape, and you can see the head sort of tilt sideways as it seems to look back up towards you. Jackal, anything else you would like to do?
So to clarify, I hit it, but I didn't do anything to it. Or?
You did damage, it did not die.
Okay. Just making sure because you said it wrapped around, right back around. So
Yeah.
if it, like,
You can see the intensity of its shaking convulsiveness is probably an indicator that it did not like getting hit with a bolt.
Yeah, that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. And now it is Falcon. And Falcon is going to move his way right into the center here. And he will let off a shot towards Shadow Casey. And that will be 8 damage there. And Falcon, who lets off this shot, you guys can see this arrow slice straight through this shadow creature. And in the same way that the other shadow creatures shook and convulsed, this one screeches out as well. Ah! And it shakes its smoke up a couple feet higher into the air and comes back down into form again as it marches back towards Falcon. And now we move to Boris. Your turn, sir.
I'm still gonna yell at Falcon to. I'm just gonna be like, hey, if there's holy water in there, I need you to find it. And then I'm going to drop my bow, draw the scimitar and short sword, and start swinging on Shadow Aaron.
Aaron, I like that. Okay, cool.
Aaron.
Cool, sweet. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the short sword. See what happens. Let's see. Short sword. It's probably gonna miss. That's only an 8 to hit. And
It
then-
does miss, sir. Boris, you let off that first sword swing, and as you do, the shadow sort of seemingly blinks out and blinks back again from the backside of your weapon there. Boris, continue on.
All right, and then I get my main hand here with the scimitar.
That
That is a 24 to hit.
definitely hits. That scimitar you can see kind of come down and slice diagonally through the shadow creature as it screeches outward again. Ah! And the smoke starts to wrap outward in a sort of fidgeted, twerping, gross tendril outward and comes back to form again. Boris, roll for damage.
It's 8 force damage.
Force damage, sweet.
And then, with my Scimitar Mastery, I get to make one last swing.
Yes, sir.
That is a 17 total to hit.
And as that scimitar comes back upward again, slicing the same direction, you can see it slice through it like butter, and the shadows start to shake and convulse again with another screech. What is the damage on that, sir?
10 total.
10 total, right? And Boris, will that be the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Moonwind. Before you go, you see Leon here in front of you, and with his sort of hand still lifted into the air and his blade back onto his left hand, you can see him in midair start to float a little bit higher. And a few feet above you, once more, you can hear the Infernal speak leave his lips one more as it says, Laskar. And the hand sort of wraps around him and his body, and the smoke wraps around to turn into the shape of a shield. And with that shield comes 5 symbols of glowing letters that peer out from behind Leon's body, floating in the air with him. And these letters are not letters of common tongue. They're not letters of runes or runic symbols. They look more like the strange eastern fonts of lands far beyond where you've seen. You do not recognize what these symbols mean, but there are 5 of them, and they are floating around Leon's body in a sort of semicircle arched around him over his head. Moonwind, what do you do for your turn?
Oh, fuck this. I'm going to attack him with a shocking grasp.
Okay, go ahead and roll for a hit, sir.
$23 total. Getting solid 18s.
Moonwind, you, without a moment's notice, leap out towards Leon, who is just a few feet above the ground, and you leap out with your hands at the ready, and you grab onto his legs just above his boots, and you can feel the energy surge out from your torso into your fingertips as you let off this charge, and you can hear the leave your fingers. Roll for damage, please, sir.
That'd be 6.
6, okay. And what, if you could give me a reminder, what were the negative effects on Shocking Grasp? Again, I know there was something that paralyzed movement.
Let me see here. What I have here. Lightning strikes your hand. Make a melee spell. Advantage on the attack roll if the target's wearing armor made of metal. On a hit, target takes 1d8 lightning damage, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing here.
Good to know. Okay. Anything else you would like to do, Moonwind?
As I'm shocking him by the legs, I want to yell out and ask, "What do you want from Leon?"
Okay. And will that be the end of your turn?
Yes.
And Moonwind will end there. We will now move to the shadows. making their
They'll just be
attacks.
hanging from the entire time.
Boris, Shadow, Aaron will make his attack on you. Your AC was 16, right?
Mhm.
Will make exactly 16. And that smoking blade will come striking down towards you, giving you D6 plus 2. 4 points of damage from that smoking blade. And that
Uchi.
blade goes through you, and you can feel this pinging pain come through you. But as it hits you, you see this flash of an image before you, as you can see these purple symbols that are floating above Leon's head. You can see them sort of flash in front of you, and a blade strikes through one of them, and that symbol cracks in half and turns into dust. And next we shall move to remaining shadows here. Shadow B will move towards Falcon, make an attack, and it will swing its smoking sword, and it will miss. Shadow C will move towards Falcon, do the same, and that will hit for 3 points of damage. And Shadow D next to you, Moonwind, will kind of take this side step near you as your hands are on Leon's legs. You can see that blade come upwards towards you and swing down. And Moonwind, your AC is 15. You see that blade coming down towards you, and this sort of like panicked look on your face. You go, oh, and you just shift yourself off to the side where this swing goes downward. It actually hits Leon in the leg. You can see that smoking blade enter through his pants there and deals 6 points of damage.
Confirmed. Friendly fire is on in this server.
It sure is. It sure is, dudes. Jesus, man. He rolled a 1, which is why that happened.
Loser.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking dork.
And then Shadow E will move its way over, blinking its way towards Moonwind here, and it will make another attack towards Moonwind. Jeez. And it will swing that sword back and forward towards Moonwind with this sound reeling behind it. And Moonwind, you, and again, the same panic you were in before, go, ah! And duck out from underneath the blade as it goes right directly above your head.
Love how all of a sudden I'm Mickey Mouse in this scenario.
Let's be real, you always are, my good sir. You always are.
Yeah, you always have been.
Leon, now with Moonwind's hands down on his pant leg, is trying to escape and can't seem to wiggle himself free. But Moonwind, you can see as you look upward towards Leon, this grimace on his face. And as the hand sort of moves upward pointed towards you, you can see the purple energy surge from his palm again. And the voice calls back and says,
I want blood.
and the purple energy grows from the pond. Grows from his palm and releases outward towards you. And
Is there any chance I can use deflect missiles?
Yeah, technically, if you'd like to. Yeah, this is a projectile attack.
Okay.
So, could you read off that ability for me?
All right. If let's see here. Give me the full thing here. Starting at 3rd level, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attacks is reduced by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it's small enough for you to hold in one hand, and if you have at least one hand free, if you can catch a missile this way, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with the weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction. You make this attack with proficiency regardless of your weapon proficiencies, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack, which is a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet.
So, unfortunately, this ability
Yeah.
requires a ranged weapon. It does not work on spells.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Figured that.
But Moonwind, your AC's 15.
I don't like that look on your face, Daddy Mommy.
Leon, that purple energy begins to glow, and you can see the look on Leon's face become this sort of angered, menacing smile, much worse and grittier and disgusting than it was before, as lets off into the air. A purple blast exposes outward towards you. Moonwind, you will be taking 16 points of damage from this Eldritch Blast. He rolled a nat 20.
Well,
Does that put you down? Are you down now?
yeah, no, that puts me negative, dude.
Yes, it does. It doesn't put you negative enough to auto-kill you, but you are down. And you guys can see Moonwind sort of, after this purple blast, sort of fall downwards onto his stomach. And Boris and Jackal, you can see Moonwind now no longer conscious in front of Leon. And now it is Jackal's turn. Sir, what would you like to do?
Shit. Fuck, they got Moonwind again. So did I notice one of the runes, like, wherever the fuck the symbols, like, crack and dissipate?
You guys did not see that. Only Boris saw that the rune actually broke from being attacked. But you do see the runic symbols around Leon, yes.
So Moonwind is grounded now, right?
Yes, correct. No longer conscious.
Shit. I'm gonna take another shot at Elliot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit them.
Shit. I don't think a 9 hits.
A 9 does not hit. So you let off that shot from the bolt, and you can see the bolt kind of lean down through the air and land right between the legs of the shadow creature below. Jackal, what else would you like to do?
I'll end my turn. I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. And next we move to Falcon. And Falcon turns towards Boris and he says, I don't have any holy water. I'm not a church boy, but I might have something. And Falcon then runs his ass straight back into the lodge. And you can can see him disappear behind the walls. And when he comes back out, you can see in his hand 2 fist-sized balls that he's holding up, and he has this sort of large shit-eating grin on his face as he looks back towards Boris. And he says, "These ought to help." And unfortunately, him grabbing that is an action, so that will be the end of Falcon's turn. Boris, we will move to you.
And I really hope it's like holy water substitute.
Boris, go ahead.
Cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and do, let's do this. Let's go. Let's Hunter's Mark. Shadow A.
Okay.
That's gonna take away my bonus action, so I only get 2 swings now. Okay, let's swing with the short sword, see what happens.
Okay.
Whoa. That is a 26 to hit.
26 to hit? All right. And that short sword goes straight through the middle section of Shadow A, and you can see that screech come out from behind it again as the smoke wraps outward and convulses. Go ahead and roll for damage, sir.
Mr. Consistent over here. That's a 8 damage total, and that will be force damage.
And as this screeching kind of begins to dissipate and wind down, the shadow then turns back into smoke and falls down into the floor in front of you.
Sweet.
Shadow A is gone.
Alright, hunt completed.
Would you like to
I
tag
guess
that
I'll just move it. I'll just put on Shadow B. I'll put on Shadow Boris. I'm gonna run 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I grab whatever's in Falcon's hand?
Absolutely, yeah. He'll toss it outward towards you as you run in front of him. What would you like to do with that?
Catch it, and so that's 4, 5, 6. Do I know what this is that I got?
No idea.
Is it holy water substitute?
No.
Fuck. Okay. I mean that's my turn. I'm done.
It's your turn? Okay. And next we go to Moonwind, who is not here at his desk. Which is fine, because before Moonwind goes, Leon, who is floating just a few feet above, is going to float his way sort of in between Boris and the other shadows here, and sort of looking downward at Boris, winds up not a purple beam of energy, but you can see this orange colored glow growing from his hand. Moonwind, go ahead and roll for your first death saving throw.
And that's just a hit die?
Yes, sir.
16 total.
16. Oh, yeah. You're not doing a hit. You're just what's the raw number?
Just the dice itself?
Yeah.
Oh, 11.
11. Beautiful. Moonwind, you can go ahead and give yourself one of the successes on there. In Moonwind, you can kind of feel yourself sort of warping back into consciousness just a little bit. You can see this sort of break in your eyes, but when you do, you also see in your mind this vision of one of these runic symbols breaking in front of you and dissipating into purple sand. Next, we move to the shadows. And Shadow Elliot will move towards Boris. And Boris, your AC is 16.
16.
Its blade will come up towards you, and one sort of thrusting strike aims over towards your head, and you just sort of duck to the side as you can see that blade kind of glance right by your head there. And Shadow B will sort of move its way over towards Falcon here, with Shadow C making its way towards Boris as well. And its blade goes and strikes Boris into the back. And Boris, you will take 2 points of damage. And when this blade strikes you in the back of your torso, you get another flash of yet another one of the runes breaking and turning into sand. And that will be the end of the Shadow's turns, which moves us to Leon. And Leon, sort of floating in the air, lifts up his sword and swings it downward towards Boris. And when it does, Boris, you can see the sword coming down towards your way as Leon's entire body flies down towards you in one striking motion. And you're able to sort of step to the side and duck to weave yourself out of the way of the attack. And the blade sticks into the ground in front of you. And Leon will then sort of let go of the blade and the ground and float himself back upward again into the air. Jackal, it is now your turn again.
Damn, man. I'm gonna try to. I'm going for Elliot again, man. Elliot's ducking me, dude. I gotta get him.
Okay.
Gotta get his ass.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit, good sir. That bolt goes streaking through the air and lands right in the center of the chest of that shadow creature as another sends out into the air. Go ahead and roll for damage.
I'm a sneak attack.
Okay.
So that's this. 18 total.
Wow. Yeah, that bolt goes through and you can see the convulsing smoke dissipate into the ground beneath it. And Shadow Elliot is no more. But Jackal, anything else you would like to do?
I would like to just move a little bit closer, like right, like over here, like, you know, like 5 feet to the left. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay. And next we go to Falcon. And Falcon moves his way over and slides into the dirt next to Boris. And when he does, he looks at Boris and he says, "Like this, mate." And he spikes the ball into the ground. And when he does, a giant plume of smoke releases into the air. And in this plume of smoke, you can see what looks to be the crackling of lightning surrounding Leon within the smoke. And you can hear the zzz, 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 kind of gusting in through the smoke around him. Falcon will end his turn there. Boris, your turn, sir.
Let's swing on Shadow Casey.
Okay. And go ahead and roll to hit.
Alright, so let's do short sword. Oh, ooh, that's a 12 to hit.
12 to hit. That is what you need, sir. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Let's just do damage here. That's going to be 5 damage total.
Okay.
And then we're going to move to the scimitar.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that second hit.
That's a 13 to hit.
Okay, and roll for that damage.
That is another 6 damage.
Okay. You doing
And
your
then
third?
yeah, we're doing the nick.
Yep.
Let's see if we can get a big one here. That's a 17 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
This one will be all force damage. That's 12 force damage.
For that last hit.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. And your blades go swerving and weaving through the body of this shadow creature. As you can see it on every strike. Like as the smoke peers out and shakes, the smoke then falls into the ground like the others, and Shadow Casey is no more. Boris, anything else you would like to do?
I'm just gonna move. How far up is Leon floating?
He's probably 10 feet up.
Okay, so he can't reach me then. So I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this.
Okay.
Just dance around the shadow, and I want to get next to Moonwind.
Okay. Sounds good.
That'll be my turn.
And next we move to Moonwind. Please give us your death saving roll, sir.
It'd be a 4.
And give yourself one failure, my good sir. Moonwind, you can feel the light sort of slip out from you. But again, you see the same vision of the same runic symbol being slashed and dissipating in front of you. And now we move back to the shadows. Shadow Billy Bob will move its way.
Brenda, man, you had a
towards
perfect
Falcon.
opportunity with Brenda.
And will strike towards Falcon. And when it does, you guys can see the blade go straight through Falcon's stomach. And you can see him sort of wheel over in pain. But then he kicks the shadow creature in front of him to push it back. And you can see, Boris, that Falcon, the look on his face, he must have seen the same thing you had seen. Because he looks towards you and he says, "That's fucking it, lad." And Shadow Dilly Dodd
Dilly Dod?
Dilly Dod will turn and make an attack towards Boris. And that blade swings right towards Boris, and as it does, that blade goes sinking into the ground as Boris's leg steps out of the way just in time to move out of the way of the attack. And now we go to Leon, who, with his hand open towards Falcon, you can see that purple glow leaving his hand to shoot towards Falcon. And Falcon, who is now running towards Leon, sort of ducks out of the way of the beam in just the coolest fashion. It just looks so fucking sweet, the way he ducked underneath this beam. And he continues on forward. Jackal, it's now going to be you, sir. What would you like to do?
It's now my turn. Did I hear Falcon say that's it, or am I like? Am I
Yes, you heard him say that. Yeah.
Okay. That's it about what? Like Jackal didn't see. Well,
You can see Falcon as he's running towards Leon. He hears you say that, and while running, he looks back towards you. He says, "The letters! Hit the letters!"
then all right. And then with the nod, Jackal aims his crossbow up at one of the letters.
Go ahead and roll at a disadvantage, please, sir.
Disadvantage.
It's going to be very difficult
Can't
to do
believe
that. Whoa, I did. Moonwind turned off for a second. That was weird. Okay.
That's an 18, and that is a 9 plus 6, 15.
15? Okay. And you let off this bolt, and you can see Falcon, Boris. You guys can see the bolt lead through into the letter. Which of these 5 letters, runic symbols, Jackal, are you aiming for? Give me like a time signature here.
Well, which one? So, are there 5 still?
There's
Because,
5
like,
separate ones in the rotation of a clock over his head.
Okay. I guess the one at like the farthest left. Farthest left one.
What's left, okay. And you can see that bolt shoot through. And when it does, you guys can see the symbol shake. And with a shattering sound, dissipates in front of it. And Leon, sort of grabbing his head, you can see the smoke around him convulse the same way it did the shadow creatures. And with a crying call says,
Oh, you fucking fools.
and Leon falls to the ground on his feet and his knees, and you can see him grabbing his head as he rocks back and forth. Jackal, anything else you would like to do?
That will be my turn.
And Falcon, who is rushing and leaping towards Leon, you guys can see him on a dead sprint jump onto Leon's torso. And when he does, you guys can see him wrap up trying to tackle Leon and get him to the ground. And you guys can see Leon still holding his head, still crying out into the air while Falcon is pinning him down. And Falcon says, "Come on, I need help!" as he waves over towards you guys. Boris, it is now your turn.
When I'm feeding you a berry, you got 1 hit point.
You give Moonwind a berry?
Oh, fuck yeah, I give him a berry. I got 1 left for the day.
Sweet, dude. Good hold, man. Good hold. And Moonwind, you go ahead and gain 1 hit point, my good sir.
So yeah, I'm gonna feed Moonwind a berry, and then I'm gonna try to beat the shit out of Shadow Dilly Dally.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hits and damage for me consecutively, please. Let's go ahead and give them all to me.
Sure. So let me see how many hit first.
Okay.
I only get to make 2 swings. That's actually
You're looking for 12.
okay. I got 1 hit, and I got just 1 hit, so it'll just be
Okay.
all force damage.
Okay.
It's gonna be 10 force damage.
Force damage. So you swing those blades towards it, and it ducks out from the first one and maneuvers its way around the second strike, but that third one goes straight across. And you can see the blade enter and exit through its torso as it shakes and screams again. Moonwind, you...
I'm gonna move real quick. Too. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, Boris.
2, 3. I'm gonna go right here.
Okay. Do you also sort of leap towards Leon, or are you just kind of coming up to approach?
I'm dancing around Shadow Dilly Dally because I don't want to get hit with an attack of opportunity, but I at least want to be next to Falcon and Leon, so that way when we get rid of him, then I can help Falcon.
Gotcha. And Moonwind, you sort of open your eyes upward and sit yourself up from the ground, and you are on your butt, sort of holding yourself up from the back, and you can see Falcon on top of Leon, and you can see Boris sort of next to him. Moonwind, what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna go assist Falcon.
Okay, you're gonna go leap on top too.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll me an opposed athletics check, please. What did you get?
19 total.
Got a 9. So you leap on top of Leon here, and Falcon, who's sort of like pinning Leon down with a forearm over his throat and his jacket in his other hand, you kind of come up and grab him by his jacket too. And Falcon says, "Pleasure to see you again, mate. Thanks for the help." And he socks Leon right in the face, and you can see Leon, who's still grabbing his head, sort of screaming outward as he still is just eating punches from Falcon. Moonwind, that will be your action for the turn there, and we will end your turn. Boris, you notice that the shadows next to you just sort of stop moving and are now sort of shaking and glitching and moving in a way that is confusing and doesn't really make sense. And they also are sort of holding their heads too, screeching upward. And Leon on the ground, still holding his head and screaming, is not able to make any move. But Falcon looks up towards Jackal and he says, "Come on, mate, we need your help." And now it is Jackal's turn.
I'm doing all the help I can right now. You know, but I'm gonna head down. We'll finally get down from the roof. Move 5 over here, and then right next to the shadow. Shadow who?
Billy Bob.
Brittany.
Billy Bob. Yep. I'm gonna just. I'm gonna hit him.
Okay, just give me your hit and your damage.
Yep. Oh my god. 9 again. I don't think it 9 hits.
Were you using your knives for this?
Oh, I'm not. I was using my crossbow.
Oh, you're shooting with your crossbow? Okay. Yeah, so that bolt goes flying through, and you can see it kind of lurch downward into the ground next to Shadow B. Jackal, what else would you like to do?
I would like to use my bonus action, or use my cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
Go 5, or use like what? 10 movements?
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't a
15,
lot.
20. I'll be right here.
Okay. Are you jumping onto the pile as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jackal, you kind of leap onto the pile where Falcon and Moonwind are sort of pinning Leon down there. And you can see this sort of awful look of grimace on Leon's face. And Jackal, this dog pile in front of you is chaotic and it's a mess and you don't really know what's happening, but you jump on and you grab one of Leon's arms, and you can see Moonwind pin Leon's other arm down on the other side, reading exactly what you're trying to go on to. And next, Falcon looks up at Boris and says, "Come on, man, we need something here. What are we gonna do?" And continues to hold Leon down. Boris, what would you like to do with your turn?
I'll hold Leon down on the other side.
And you guys can see. Go ahead and roll me an opposed athletics check, please.
20.
And DJ, could you do the same?
Athletics.
Yes.
Athletics. 12.
So, Boris, when you come up to Leon, Falcon sort of shifts over to one of Leon's legs. And Boris, you come up to the leg to try to pin it down into the dirt and the mud. And Jackal, his left arm kind of comes free, and you can feel that fist kind of swing towards your way as it breaks up your grasp for a moment. And when it does, Leon's body begins to lift up off of the ground, and you guys can feel the smoke tendrils wrapping around all of you as each of you start to float in the air with him as you're holding on to these different limbs of his body. Please roll me another athletics check, each of you.
14 for me.
I got a 3.
Damn.
So, Boris, you fall down from this leg as you guys are lifted into the air. You slide off of his leg, and Falcon tries to go and catch you, but you slip out just before he can actually grab you there. And as Leon and all of the rest of you sort of float up in the air, Boris, you can see the smoke and purple glow grow around everyone in the group. And Leon's screams getting louder into the air. You can see all of the smoke gather right into the center as a purple blast booms outward. From their floating 20 feet up in the air, the bodies of everyone holding on to Leon fly across the air, all in different directions, over across the tops of the trees of the Neverwinter Woods. And Leon's body included flies along with them as you hear screech across the sky. And in a cold, calm, quiet, all you hear is rain. And Boris, you are left here at the lodge. The shadow creatures are gone, but so is everybody else. And you now are left alone with the rest of the group nowhere to be found. That will be the end of our session, gentlemen.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, shit.
Well, shit, boys. Well,
Shit.
shit. Hey, we made it work. We made it work, gentlemen. This was
Made it work.
a little bit of a messy day, but we figured it out, and that is okay with me because we like playing D&D with all of you guys, and thank you guys for joining us with this. Once again, I'm Ernell Pearson, and I am the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Anybody? No? Okay. Anyways, we have to get going, everybody, but until next time, we love you.
Dilly Dolly, Billy Bob.
Dilly Dolly.